Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. From this, we can glean several transformative principles. Number one, the futility of worry. Worrying about tomorrow doesn't equip us to handle its challenges. It merely saps today of its strength. Tomorrow, with its uncertainties, will always be beyond our control. Worrying about it only robs today of its joy and potential. Number two, the sufficiency of today. Each day brings its own set of challenges, but also its own unique blessings, opportunities, and grace. By focusing our energy on navigating today with faith and wisdom, we inherently prepare ourselves for tomorrow's uncertainties. Number three, the promise of divine provision. Jesus' words remind us that God, who meticulously cares for even the sparrows and lilies, will not abandon us in our time of need. Our role is to trust, to live in faith, and to lean on His understanding rather than our own. Facing tomorrow's worries with today's faith requires a shift in perspective. It calls us to prioritize the present, to live in the moment with gratitude, and to cultivate an unwavering trust in God's providence. As Jesus shared wisdom about the birds of the air and their unwavering trust, we too can uplift and inspire one another. If today's message strikes a chord in your heart, think of the many souls you could touch by sharing it. Let's extend the echoes of this divine message and deepen our collective understanding in the comments and within our communities.
All through the day, we have the choice to believe that either God is in control and good things are in store, or we can go around worried, negative, expecting the worst. I hear people say, I'm afraid I'm going to get laid off. I'm afraid my marriage is not going to last. I'm afraid my children are going to get into trouble. They don't realize it, but they're activating fear instead of faith. Fear and faith have something in common. They both ask us to believe something is going to happen that we cannot see. Fear says that pain in your side is the same thing your grandmother died from. It's going to be the end of you. Faith says that pain is not permanent, it's only temporary. Fear says business is slow, you're going to go under. Faith says God is supplying all of my needs. Fear says you've been through so much, you're never going to really be happy again. Faith says my best days are still out in front of me. Here's the key. Whatever you meditate on is what's going to take root. If you dwell on that fear all day, you let it play again and again in your mind, then you give it a right to become a reality. That's what Job said, the thing I feared came upon me. Fear is using your faith in the wrong direction. Your faith will work in the negative just as well as it will the positive. Just as faith can bring in good things, fear can bring in negative things. When you go around worried, expecting the worst, it's like you're inviting that into your life. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to get the flu. You just invited the flu. I'm afraid I might get laid off. You just invited a layoff. No, turn it around. Quit inviting defeat, sickness, bad breaks, and start inviting victory into your life. Use your faith in the right direction. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. The Amplified says a disciplined mind. In other words, we're not going to overcome fear and live a powerful, victorious life if we're not disciplined in our...
In Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 through 27, Jesus advises, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? There's profound depth to Jesus' words here. First, he challenges the very nature of our worries, asking us to see the bigger picture. Is life merely about the physical? Or is there a deeper spiritual journey, a higher purpose that transcends the immediate concerns of our earthly existence? Then Jesus directs our attention to nature, the birds. Without the complexities of human endeavors, they live, thrive, and sing. They don't stress over tomorrow's meal or where they will find shelter during a storm. And why? Because they're under the providence of a loving Creator who ensures their needs are met. If God so meticulously cares for these creatures, how much more will He care for us, His children, created in His very image? The climax of this teaching comes with a piercing question. Can worry add a single moment to our lives? The answer is a resounding no. In fact, incessant worry might just take away from the quality and perhaps even the quantity of our years.
In Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 to 34, Jesus says 3 times, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. He says stop worrying in verse 25, 31, and 34. Stop it. We have a legitimate right for legitimate concern. What we don't have the right to do is worry. Because what worry is concern gone haywire. God does not expect us not to deal in reality. If you're sick, you're sick. If you're struggling, you're struggling. But that's different than worry. Concern you own. Worry owns you.
If you wake up in the morning, you start having negative thoughts. Man, this ain't my day. I woke up on the wrong side of bed. I'm tripping, I just don't feel myself. Every time you feel in the middle of the day, if you feel yourself doing that, stop. Just stop for a second and start going over in your mind everything you have to be grateful for. Not everything you want, everything you already have, because what you have is substantial. You just haven't gone over the list and taken inventory in a long time. But the fact that you can walk, that's a blessing. The fact that you woke up, that's another blessing. The fact that you can see, think, reason, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go somewhere and get yourself something to eat, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go and turn the key and call someplace home, that's another blessing. The ability to dream is a blessing. The fact that you have an opportunity to get it right is another blessing. The fact that you're beautiful, that's another blessing. The fact that you have any measure of health, that's another blessing. And I'm just talking to you, I don't even know you. I could give you 50 things you ought to be grateful for right now. I don't even know you.
As we contemplate the uncertainties of tomorrow, may we be grounded in this truth. God's care for us surpasses even the vastness of our worries. Our value in His eyes is immeasurable, and His provision is unending. God, in His infinite wisdom, knows the trials we face and the uncertainties that plague our minds about the future. But He offers a promise, a divine assurance that can deeply root our faith, giving us the strength to face whatever tomorrow brings.